Hello everyone and welcome to Fuji in Japan for round 5 of Pure's Japanese Grand Touring Series. And we've got a cracker hopefully for you. We have 2 races here, it's in heats, a bit like Monza. And remember, like Monza, we have fast straights here at Fuji, so there could be lots of overtaking, lots of action, and most of all, lots of talking points that we could take into the last few rounds of this Pure's Japanese Grand Touring Series. Remember, this is round 5, there are 2 more rounds to go after this. But before all of that, let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship. So in the Drivers' Championship, we have Tony leading the way on 235 points. And you'll also notice MSP J-Town has dropped to 5th position. Why, you ask? Well, unfortunately for MSP J-Town, he got a penalty in the last race for running over the white lines too many times, and meant that he was actually disqualified from that round. That has meant now that the championship is absolutely competitive. There is not much points difference between anybody there. As you can see, Outlaw is 2 points behind Tony. Spurgey's not far behind, and basically all the way down to Tidgney, you're really talking very close points. One win, one bad drive could see you gain or lose in this championship. The biggest mover from last race was TPE-Russ, who has gained 12 positions and has joined the top 25 drivers in the championship. And we'll see if he's made it into this race this time. But before we do that, let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship. As we can see, the Toyota Castrol Toms still leading the way. Remember though, they have lost one of their best drivers in Tony, so we'll see if they can maintain that championship lead. Lexus Denso Sard following second, and that of course contains MSP J-Town, with the Yellow Hats following in 3rd position. They keep pulling out results, especially with Spurgey and Hashino, so we'll see what they can do this round. We then have the Nismo Z and Impulse Ultra. They're the main competitors for this title at the moment, but we'll see what Lexus Petronas Toms can do, and the Hondas are also having a very close fight indeed. But we are now going to jump to the track to watch the first of the 2 heats on Fuji in this Japanese Grand Touring Series. So we're focused on a Lexus Denso Sard, and you're probably wondering why is that. Remember, we always start on the pole position sitter. Who is it? Is it MSP J-Town or is it Tony? It is Tony in his new Lexus Denso Sard. Remember, he's a privateer now, and he starts in pole position with an absolute cracking lap time of 1:36.182. In 2nd place we have Andro, used to be called RB26, now called Andro, and he is half a second behind, so it just shows you how fast that lap time is. And if you have a look at the time difference throughout there, there's not much separating them from there. Lazarus Cool starts in 3rd position there, and he'll want to try and keep pushing now to try and catch up to that leading group in the championship. We then have MSP J-Town starting in 4th position. Quite a bad qualification, especially seeing as though he got disqualified from the last race. He'll really want to put some pressure onto Tony. We then have Spurgey and Skendiggy following on row 3. Row 4 we have GTP GM Matthew in the Lexus Petronas Toms. They are the highest qualification team in partner wise, and they're both in the top half of the table, but the Yellow Hats aren't far behind, and they'll also want to keep bringing that pressure forward. So the bottom half of the leaderboard, I'll explain that blue line in a short minute, but first we have Nisman qualifying in 9th position with GTRP Muriels starting in 10th place. Remember, Muriel's a bit of a one-stop strategy. Unfortunately it's heats this time, so that's more than likely what he will be doing. We then have Outlaw and MSP Juju starting in 11th and 12th position. Outlaw's definitely going to want to improve on that. He's 2nd in the championship at the moment, but he's really far down this grid. GTP Pazzo once again returning to Lounge 1. He starts in 13th with Ghost Driver starting in 14th position. We also have a new driver into the faster of the 2 lounges. Stretchy has made it into Lounge 1, and we'll see what he can do in these 2 races. He does have a YouTube channel, and I will put that in the description as well. And Russ hasn't made it this time. That's what the blue line's there for. That was the cut-off for the lounge, and he has not made Lounge 1. He will be in Lounge 2, but we do not cover Lounge 2 here on Tidgney TV. However, they are approaching the line. It's about time to see what's going to happen in this round, in this battle of the first 23 laps of this Fuji round 5 in Japan. So we've got Tony on pole, remember, we've got Andrew in 2nd, and we're going to have to watch MSP J-Town, as he is definitely going to be one to watch in this race. I will just display the entire map so we can have a look who's going to come where. And somebody's pulled straight out there. What's happened there? Who was that? That was, looks like Ghost Driver. He's pulled back a little bit, but now we have the race starting. Tony's definitely leapt away there. Ghost Driver must have nearly hit somebody. That's why he's pulled back. He's dropping far, far back. And then we've got Tony there. GTP, MSP J-Town's definitely making moves there straight away on Lazarus Cool. Lazarus Cool has defended that briefly, but everyone else is coming through there. Ghost Driver dropped to the back, so obviously that was a mistake. We've got Hashino making moves as well. He's overtaken GM Matthew. That means the Yellow Hats are now the highest scoring team currently in this race at the moment. But it's Tony leading the way. MSP J-Town actually having to defend from Spurgey there. It's usually Spurgey having to defend. It's now Spurgey on the offensive. And has he done it? He's on the inside. He's on the inside. MSP J-Town a little slidey on the exit. MSP J-Town has kept that position. He has kept that position. And that's MSP J-Town's maintaining 4th position. He will have to push. Ghost Driver's making a few moves at the back of the field. We've got Outlaw and Pasm in a battle there. They're teammates, remember. And a bit of a lock-up just in front there. That would be Muriel there having a bit of a lock-up in the Nissan Calsonic there. There are 2 Calsonic teams in this. There are the Ultra and the Tech. And Juju is in the Tech team while the other guys are in the Ultras. So it's all quiet now. It's calmed down a little, but we're going to come onto the home straight now. Who to watch here? We wanted to see if Tony's made that bit of a gap to maybe break away from the slipstream. It's very close indeed. Tony instantly goes to the inside. Instantly into the inside. As you can see, everybody behind also doing the exact same thing. But has he done it? Has he broken away? We're going to follow Andro, see what's going to happen here as they all come across the line. And they approach. He hasn't broke away. Andro is catching at a fair old pace of knots. We've got MSP J-Town looking at Lazarus Cool as well in the background. Has he done it? No, he doesn't. Lazarus Cool defends 3rd place from MSP J-Town. Looking a bit further back, we've got Hashino, who's all over the back of Skendigi. We then have GTPA, GM Matthew, and everyone's line astern there. The pack's so close together. Remember, we have 23 laps of this race to do, and everyone's going to be slipstreaming like crazy. It's going to bring in a bit of strategy as well, because if you think about it, you pit early, you come out of slipstream, you could lose time rather than gain time. It also means if you pit early or go the extra mile, you could actually gain a bit of slipstream, gain a bit of time with old tyres. You could actually get the win from that. So this is anyone's race at the moment, but Tony is really trying to pull away. He's got a bit of a gap again. It's how big is that gap going to be when it comes to the start finish straight? As we look at that camera view, that was absolutely excellent. It looked like there was a Nissan and a Nismo Z that they're all fighting. Ghost Drivers are having a move on Pasm on the outside, and he's done it indeed. What an excellent move there by Ghost Driver. We've also got a Nissan Muriel actually also running a bit wide. It looked like he got a bit of a sideways on the exit. That cost him a couple of positions, while Pasm and Ghost Driver were also fighting. We're going to jump to the front because it looks like they're coming onto the straight now, and MSP J-Town looks very aggressive indeed. He takes a very good wide line. Well, he'll have to be careful on the exits. We've got to remember from last time. So MSP J-Town now on the start finish straight. He's going to be all over the back of Lazarus Cool. Is Andro still in the slipstream? That's very close. It doesn't look like it because Lazarus Cool is making a move and Lazarus goes into 2nd place. MSP J-Town comes on the inside. He's going to take 2. He takes 1. Is he going for the 2nd person? Indeed. MSP J-Town doesn't do it. Lazarus Cool defends. Very well defended by Lazarus. Obviously broke very late there and has kept that position. But Andro was the loser in that. It still looks like they're in the slipstream just, but we'll have to see. It depends if Lazarus Cool can keep up with Tony there. Tony can break away. He can really push because they'll end up fighting each other. A bit further back, has anyone made a move? It looks like Ghost Driver and Pasm made a move because they were a little further down. Outlaw's lost out. Outlaw's lost out big time here. And he'll want to catch up. He's 2nd in the championship, remember. He has to catch up in order to make sure he maintains that position and tries to catch everyone else. It looked like Juju was having a little look on the inside there. Didn't make it happen. Maybe had a little tap, but there was nothing really aggressive in that. So we're just going to jump to Spurgey. What's Spurgey? Oh, we've got a little bit of action up ahead. That's Andro on MSP J-Town. He's really looking aggressive there. Obviously not happy that he lost 2 positions on the straight. He may gain that back. Tony ran a little bit wide there, it looked like. And one thing to remember now is the strengths and weaknesses of the cars. If you remember briefly, the GTRs are very good in the straight line, whereas the Supras were more good on the corners. That could have been just set up, because remember they can set up the cars. We'll have to see as they come on the start finish straight. Tony looks like he has got enough of a gap, but we're just going to have a look at Lazarus Cool. Is he gaining enough speed? Is he in the slipstream? I don't think he's in the slipstream there. We're just going to jump to the live timing. We'll have a look. It's usually around the second. Usually there's a lot of fighting going on. MSP J-Town's making a move on Lazarus Cool. It's over 2 seconds. Tony's definitely broken away from this. Definitely broken away. And MSP J-Town has moved into second position. Lazarus Cool's trying to fight back, but he doesn't. MSP J-Town into second. He's going to want to chase down Tony hard now, because if he can break away from this group, it then becomes a 2-horse race right at the front. Looking further down the field, have we had any more movers? Not too many movers there. It looks like everyone's stayed in pretty much the same position. Obviously, if everyone's got slipstream, everyone just keeps the same speed. But MSP J-Town now leading this group, actually trying to pull away quite quickly indeed. Looks like Loza got a bit of a slide there. Everyone running, using all the track. Obviously, curbing counts as track, so that's no problem there for those guys. But they're going to want to push. MSP J-Town definitely trying to break away early here. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? That's what we need to know. If he breaks away, he gets away from this slipstream. It doesn't look like he's built up enough of a gap. He's going to push coming out of here. Definitely going to push in these last few corners before the straight. Doesn't look like he's done it. Looks like Loza will come back at him. And that will mean that Tony gets to break away a little bit further. It depends what MSP J-Town does as he comes around here. We'd want to see what's going to happen. That gap doesn't look big enough to me. It looks like Tony's definitely got the gap he needs. Doesn't look like J-Town's got his. And it means everyone's going to push. We've got a bit of movement there. That was Shino and GM Matthew there side by side. And yep, it looks like GM Matthew lost a bit of speed there, but he's going to come back in slipstream. He's so close behind him. He pulls out. And has he done it? I can't see. Camera change. There we go. GM Matthews definitely done it. Let's look up front. Lazarus Cool's got the inside. Lazarus Cool's definitely got the inside with the slipstream and overtakes. We've got Nizman also looking like he moved slightly there. Nothing much else has changed in that leaderboard. And no, we're back into sort of line of stern mode. We've got a bit of movement further back. That's definitely Nizman and GM Matthew there side by side. Nizman's got the inside coming up to this left-hander and has kept that position. That's turning into a bit of a freeway battle. Bit of a gap behind then to GTP Pasm and Ghost Driver. And we're going to jump to those guys. Look at that. It's just packed everywhere. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of gap between Pasm and Ghost Driver and Outlaw as well. So we'll have to see what Outlaw's going to do. He'll want to pull that back. He wants to start moving up the field. Then we've got these 3 Nissans at the back. Surprising there at the back as well, because if you remember, the Nissans do have the strongest straight line speed from previous races. We'll have to see what they're doing. It might be that they're fighting with each other. As we've got a move there, that's Juju on Muriel, and that doesn't happen. They're not teammates, those two. And we'll have to see what they carry on doing for the rest of this race. But we're going to jump to the front again with Lazarus Cool, and Lazarus Cool has MSP J-Town stuck to the back of him there. And MSP J-Town's definitely going to get this position on the straight. It could be in Lazarus' favour to actually maybe bumper draft with MSP J-Town. If J-Town's stronger in the middle section, they could bumper draft each other on the straight, try and catch up to Tony, because Tony's definitely pulling away with that gap. And we're going to jump to live time and see what that gap is. So Tony's doing 1:35.8, whereas J-Town and Loza, they're holding each other up. They're in the late 36s, early 37s, and MSP J-Town's got a position. We've got somebody on the inside there. Who is that? That's Andro. And he hasn't made that position. Did catch up a load of speed though. And Hashino and Skendiki have broken away from GM. Is that right? That can't be right, surely, because that looks like they've gained a huge amount of pace there. We've got Nizman. Ah, no, okay, we're looking at 2 separate things there. That was Spurgeon and Skendiki. And Hashino and Nizman and GM Matthew are in the battle further back. We've got somebody. Who's that? A Stretchy in the pits really, really early. Now, this is an interesting strategy. So, Stretchy pitting very early indeed. Now, he's going obviously for a very long second stint. Now, could that be useful? Now, he's trying to undercut the other Nissans. We've got a bit of movement further back. Looks like Andro's made a mistake. Looks like Andro's made a mistake. He's run wide or done something there. He's letting people pass. He's come back on the track. Oh, unfortunate for Andro. He was in the top pack. He's now going to be at the bottom. So we have 4 Nissan Celsonics all at the back. These are 2 different teams, but he's got a lot to do now, Andro. He's got engine damage well, so there's been some collision. Now, who else has moved? And where was that? That looked like it was at the chicane, initially, the issue. So, Andreo's definitely going to pit this lap, and then he's going to have a lot of work to do. Now, obviously, he qualified very high up, so he can do some quick lap times, so we'll have to see what he does. Obviously, could get a bit of an undercut, could do what Stretchy did. he'll come out behind Stretchy, especially with that strategy. And we'll see him come in. You can see it, look at the wheel wobble there. Definitely some damage. Definitely some damage indeed. Now it's a question, is he going to just pit or is he going to retire? We've got Ghost Driver on GM Matthew there. Ghost Driver's made up a bit of speed. And GM Matthew's... Yep. So Ghost Driver's definitely got that position. And made the position on GM Matthew there. GM Matthew losing out again. He's lost a couple of positions in this race. He'll really want to pull himself back up this grid. As of course, he's got his teammate way up there, so the car has potential. And we've got Pasm and Outlaw. But we're going to jump back to Andro. Make sure he is continuing. He is indeed continuing. So we're going to see some fast laps from Andro. He'll want to pass Stretchy as fast as possible and then hopefully pull away because he doesn't want to get into a battle. He wants to cut back with some speed. But we're going to jump to the front now. MSP J-Town. Has he pulled enough of a gap from Lozer is Cool? It's a bit bigger of a gap this time. Doesn't look big enough though. If he can keep just trying to stay ahead at the end of the straight though, you know, a borderline second gap, he could try and gain some time. So obviously we're going to look at the time. It was 3.6 seconds last lap. What is it this lap? He's got a bit of gap there. 2 Lozer is Cool. And then we've got 2. So this front pack are definitely pulling away a little bit. Pulls straight to the inside. Very well defended there. Straight away. Even that little bit of speed just lost between that transition of moving across the track will help him in the long run. He's definitely keeping the gap now to Lozer is Cool. Lozer is Cool is catching on the straight, but it's MSP J-Town who is keeping that. And if we look at the live timing, is he gaining? He is not gaining. He's lost 2 tenths. But he is pulling away from Lozer is Cool slowly. Lozer comes back on the straight, so Lozer's really being helped out here. He's really keeping the position. And Spurgy and Skendiggy have got some tasks trying to keep with these. Excuse me. That's my voice going slightly there, and we're only 9 laps into the race. I've had some water though. I've got loads of water with me. I've got 2 pints of water with me, in fact. That's how much I expected of this race. So, we're just looking at the live timings. It's still... MSP J-Town's still 3 tenths off Tony's fastest lap. In fact, Tony's fastest lap is faster than his qualification lap. That shows you what speed Tony's got in that car. But we're going to have a look now. Obviously now pit stops are going to be coming in soon. I'd say 2 or 3 laps you're going to get the main stoppers really. And then a bit further on for the late stoppers. Now it depends what you want to do. Do you want to do late stop, early stop, trying to get the tyres? You may want the tyres earlier on so you can cut back and hopefully pull away. I'm sure MSP J-Town will want to do that because he can put the lap times in. He can pull away from this group and obviously get out of the slipstream and just focus on Tony. But it's up to him. He's not got as much of a big gap this time to Lozer as he did last time, and Lozer's definitely going to catch up. Is Lozer going to make the move though, or is he just going to stay behind? Is he going to make the move? Is he going to make the move? He does make the move. He goes to the inside. That's Lozer is Cool's. Lozer is Cool gets it back, and GM Matthew's just lost a load of positions. That's because we've got pit stop. So who's in the pits? We've got GM Matthew. We have Muriel. Muriel's usually staying out very late. He isn't this time. And we have Juju. So this is all strategy now. These guys have seen each other pit and wanted to stay with him. This is sort of key as well to strategy. If you could stay with a little group, you could push each other along, gain a bit of speed, hopefully undercut more positions than you are fighting for. It looks like Juju had a bit of damage there on the rear right. So those two are out now. Ooh, that was Matthew just pulling out in front of Muriel there. So that would have been a bit of fuel. Yeah, so Matthew's just put, looks like a couple of litres boring, and that would have cost him about 0.6 of a second. But we also have that Stretchy catching up here. That's Stretchy making a move on Juju. That's the cutback in the pit stops. That's Stretchy making a position. Now can he catch up to Muriel? Muriel's going to have cold tyres, and that would mean he's in with a battle or fighting in that 8th, 7th place sort of range after all the pit stops, which will be a good move for Stretchy. Now these guys up here, this man, Hachino, Ghost Driver, are all going to have to be very, very careful now of these pit stops. Ghost Driver getting very sideways. Oh, well held there, Ghost Driver. That was very sideways indeed. But now, are we going to have anyone else pit stopping a bit further on? So we're going to have, look, Spurgy's definitely not. So none of these guys have, looks like a lot of people going to the inside. Oh, no pit stops from these guys yet. No pit stops whatsoever, and everyone continues on, and there's nobody in the further background. Oh yeah, we do have someone in the pit, sorry, I missed that. Who's that? That's Pasm. Pasm's definitely going in the pits. So where's Pasm going to come out? We're going to watch this, see where Pasm comes out. He was around this borderline that this other group should be in, so if Pasm comes out behind, that shows you the cutback is worth it. If he comes out ahead, not so. Now they're just coming onto the straight, so maybe Pasm was a bit further ahead than I thought. Maybe this group was a bit further behind than I thought. But they'll be catching some speed now on this straight, and it looks like Pasm's going to come out a couple of seconds ahead. We'll have a look indeed when he comes out the pits. There he goes, he leaves the pits now. Who's coming up? That's Muriel, GM Matthew. That's Stretchy making a move on. Matthew pulls back in, and no, that's Linus Stern once again. So Pasm's just come out ahead there, and that looked like Matthew's making a move. That did look like Matthew was making a move. Or Muriel ran wide. Muriel comes across. Oh no, they stay the same as it is for now. GM Matthew won't want to stay there. He'll want to come back up this field because he started much further up. I think it was 7th position he started. He's in 12th currently. Let's jump to the front. We are in the pit window really for pit stops. So is anybody going to pit this lap? We've got MSP J-Town and Lazarus Cool. And instantly go to the inside. That's normal now. They keep doing that just to make sure they break away from the slipstream. And oh, they're coming in, they're coming in. I thought they were. I just saw them catch each other. Skendiggy carries on. MSPJ Town. Lazarus Cool. Spurge comes in. Now, is Skendiggy going to get any time here? Because these guys are going to have new tyres and Skendiggy is on his own. I don't think he will gain there. But we've also got some more people behind. Spurgey's in. Hashino's in. Obviously, they've got different pit crews, even though they are. It's pit crew per driver, not per team. So they're lucky there. That's Spurgey coming out now. Where's he going to come out? So he'll come out behind MSPJ Town. Is Lazarus Cool. Lazarus Cool's lost out. Lazarus Cool has dropped behind Spurgey. Lazarus Cool's dropped out behind Spurgey. So that's Spurgey gaining position in the pit stops. That will have been just 1 litre of fuel difference. And that's what 1 litre of fuel does. 0.6 of a second, that is. And Lazarus Cool comes out behind Spurgey. He will not like that one bit. But this could mean MSPJ Town pulls away actually. Because that looks around the second gap. We'll have to watch that. Bit further down in the field we have Pasm, who is fighting with Hashino. They're just ahead of this huge pack behind. And Hashino and Pasm, they'll want to pull away very, very quickly. If I was Pasm, I'd try and work together with Hashino because you don't want to fall into this huge battle behind, which Outlaw has come out in. Second place championship driver Outlaw is in this massive battle. That is not good news indeed. That is definitely not good news. As we have Stretchy having a look on the inside of Outlaw. Hasn't got that position, and he's under pressure from Juju now. He's under pressure from Juju. He has not got that. Is Juju gonna come up on the inside as he comes on? Obviously with the leaders in the pits and everybody else in the pits, so we're gonna jump to these guys now. Jump to Tony quickly. Tony's in the pits, so we've got Skendiggy in, Nisman and Ghost Driver. Top 4 now in. This is the last of the pit stoppers really. So where's Tony gonna come out? He should come out fairly comfortably in the lead. And he does indeed. That's Tony coming out, and then only just hitting the straight really. But we're going to look at Skendiggy's an important one. He was fighting with the other guys. Where's he going to come out? Looks like he's going to come out behind because they're crossing the line right now. So that's going to be MSPJ Town. He's pulled a big gap as MSPJ Town. But where's Skendiggy? Skendiggy's going to come out right next to Spurgey and Lazarus Cool, so he's not really lost or gained anything, just gained an extra grip of tyres really, lap wise. So we've got Nisman who's just come out just, you know, he could have just enough of a gap there from Hashino to actually pull away. And then we've got Hashino, that big pack behind is closing in on this group. We're going to have an absolute epic battle here. So we've got Pasm, Ghost Driver, and Muriel has just got onto the back of Ghost Driver, that looks like. So we could have sort of like a 7-8 way car battle. That's good news for Outlaw, because if Outlaw can just keep up with these, he can get a bit of slipstream and actually try and pull some positions back. How's Andro doing? Andro's not gaining too much. Let's have a look at his sort of times. Where's Andro? He's only gaining 1 or 2 tenths per lap. It's not quick enough at the moment. He'll want to put in a few more quicker laps to actually gain some positions. If he hits the back of the group, he's got a chance, but that's the only chance he's got. I'm going to have to pay attention to this gap now up front, because MSPJ Town's on his own, Tony's on his own. It's now who's going to have the quicker lap times. Tony's obviously put in some quick laps already with a 1:35.8. What's he going to do from here? So let's have a look at the gap. Oh, we can't really judge actually from that. So we'll take a look at it now. We'll take a look at it next lap and see the difference. It looks like around 5 seconds, I would guess. What is that? 5. Oh, look at that. 5 seconds on the dot. So we'll take that. And yeah, he's 2.6 seconds ahead of Spurgey. So he should pull away now. But further back, we have Losri's Cool and Spurgey fighting. That's Losri's Cool getting a 3rd position back off Spurgey. And Spurgey took that in the pit stops. If Skendiggy stays with these guys, that's going to be a close battle for that 3rd and final spot on the podium. Bit further back indeed, we have Nisman, who has Shino, and Pazum is there. But this group were also being caught by Muriel, who are also there. So this is now 7 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It could be an 8-car battle. It depends if Outlaw can get in and the 2 behind can. But it looks like Juju and Stretchy are fighting a little bit. Stretchy will have worse tyres as well, because obviously he pitted earlier, and as you can see there, versus Juju, he does indeed. But we're going to jump to Pazum. Is Pazum going to make a move on Hashino? These guys are going to want to pull away as fast as they can, because Ghost Driver's there. Ghost Driver's going to push really hard, I can imagine. Knowing Ghost Driver and how he plays, he is very good indeed when it comes to pit stops and strategies. He'll push to get in that slipstream and then make some really good moves. He's definitely in that 1 second window, and as are the drivers behind with Muriel and GM Matthew. How's Outlaw doing? Outlaw's just hanging in there, only just though. And we'll see what he does now as they come to the last corner. Let's have a quick look at the live timing. So it was 5 seconds. What is it up front? Is Tony's pulling away. It looks like this is Tony's race, his first one of the 2 heats, but we'll have to see. So we've got Outlaw. Is Outlaw catching, or how far away is Outlaw from the guy in front? 1.4 seconds. Is that enough to stay with them? It looks like it is just enough. We've got Hashino and Nisman side by side as they come around the first corner. It is Nisman on the inside for the next corner, and he's definitely got that indeed. So we now have 6 cars in this battle, and can Outlaw join this to make it 7 cars? But we've got some epic drivers in here. We have Nisman, we have Pazum, we have Ghost Driver, Hashino, Muriel, GM Matthew. These are the guys fighting, and it's all over 6th position. This just shows you the quality of the field as well. But they've got 8 laps to go, and 8 laps to sort themselves out. Now it's a question of who's going to get this. A bit further up, we have we've got Nisman making a move on Hashino at the chicane. And has he done it? Has he gone around the outside? He has indeed. That's Nisman moving up to 6th position. And we'll watch that battle shortly on the straight. But we've got Spurgey, Loza and Skendiggy all fighting over 3rd position. That'll be going until the end of the race unless someone makes a mistake. Of course, Andrew made that mistake earlier on at the chicane. Not sure fully what happened, but he did get engine damage, which is why he's at the back of the field at the moment. Otherwise, I can imagine he would also be in this battle. But as they come on the straight, these guys will fight. That'll be Lozri's Cool. But I want to have a bigger look at this at the bit further back. Oh, Nisman's pulled a bit of a gap there actually. But they're going to catch up. Look at that. It's a train of cars all staking over this road. And Nisman's pulled a bit of a gap there. He's going to hold that position unless Spurgey makes Hashino makes a big move. And no, he doesn't indeed. Everyone pulls it. Someone locked up there. Who was that locking up? That looked like a Nissan. And that would be Muriel. Muriel's locked up a couple of times. I wonder if he's running with ABS off. I can't actually tell you that, but he has locked up quite a few times. But these are line astern again, once again. Epic battles throughout. A bit further back, we've got Outlaw, and Outlaw is not in that battle, and that's unfortunate for Outlaw because he's 2nd in the championship. He's not going to be 2nd anymore, I don't think. I think Spurgey's going to grab that off him. But it depends. He could come back in the 2nd race, and we'll only find out at race 6 of this championship. So I've got to work it all out. But he's under deep pressure from Juju. Juju looks to the inside. Thinks against it there initially. It might be that Outlaw's actually put too much downforce on his car for the inside of the track and actually not got enough for the straights, because he seems to be struggling with speed. He's not keeping up in the slipstreams. Oh, it looks like the group a bit further ahead. Muriel's all sideways. And he's still sideways as he exits there. And it looks like Nisman's pulled a bit more of a gap here. Is Nisman pulling away? He is indeed. He's pulling away. Ooh, ran a bit wide there. Shouldn't be too bad that, but he's pulling away actually. He could be in with a shot of trying to push for third. It depends if they keep fighting up front, but he's only got a few laps to do it in. In fact, 6 laps as he crosses the line right now. But you can see that snake of cars there, all fighting. So we've got Hashino who's going to come under pressure from Pazum. Pazum looks to the inside. Is Pazum going to get it? Pazum, no, he pulls back in. Looks like that, and this Malzed is actually struggling for speed then. It does look like it is struggling for speed. It could be setup wise or it could be something else. Because that Supra, initially in the first race, was struggling for speed, but it's all over the back of these guys. And that's Ghost Driver really pushing hard. Now there's only one Castrol Toms in this race, and they are top of the constructors, so they are going to lose out massively on points. And I believe that's probably going to bring in... There's only one Lexus Denso Sard. Remember, Tony's a privateer, so the Yellow Hats are actually going to catch up this team. Oh, we've got somebody sideways. That's Matthew sideways, and he's lost out in that big group there. He's going to get drawn in by Juju and Outlaw, and that's Matthew losing out big style. And Muriel's lost out as well. He was sideways quite a lot. It looks like he's got a bit of damage on the front left. But that's Matthew losing out. So this group is slowly dying down. So that's 3 guys. And if they can stay with this man, that would be 4. But they've got a big job of doing that. It would be in their interest to work together to try and catch up to this man. It's in this man's interest for them to start fighting. But we're going to jump to this 3rd place battle. As we've got Spurgey, Loza and Skendiggy. How are they doing versus MSPJ Town? The lap time wise, they're sort of similar. MSPJ Town's pulled away a little bit. He's lost a total of a second since the last time we really looked at the time difference between them, him and Tony. Tony last lap actually, fastest lap of the race. Shows you how hard he's pushing at the moment. 35.709. As we've got movement there. Skendiggy and Lozry's Cool all changing position there for that 3rd position. And they're 4 seconds off MSPJ Town. We'll watch that towards the end of the race, see what's going to happen. And this man hasn't broke away from this pack yet, but they're still fighting behind. This man wants them to fight. The more they fight, the more he can pull away. And we'll see what he does as he comes onto the inner section of this Fuji Speedway. Fuji right underneath a volcano. Mount Fuji in Japan, of course. And it's got quite a lot of configurations. It's changed over the years, but this is the Fuji F version, so it's got the chicane and all the little runoffs. So drivers aren't penalised as much if they run off wide. They don't go into a gravel trap, they can just bring it back onto track. Of course, if you're doing that to gain an advantage, you will be penalised, as MSPJ Town was in the previous race. As Ghost Driver does a bit of an aggressive move there on Pazum and has caused damage, or pulls over. Very well played there, Ghost. Realised he made a mistake, but him and Pazum have got a bit of damage now. And that could have helped Nisman there. Nisman's pulled away. Nisman has got the gap he needs, and now he'll really want to push. Now that was it was 4 seconds between those two. What's Nisman's gap? He's 6 seconds behind those guys. We'll see what the gap is at the end of this lap. Is he gaining enough? It looks like he is gaining a little bit of time on the guys in front. So MSPJ Town's losing around 2 tenths per lap, and that other gap between those guys is increasing. What's Nisman's gap though? It is decreasing, and it's decreasing at quite a rapid pace. Nisman could be on for competing in this pole position lap, but further behind we've got Pazum, Ghost Driver, Hashino. Hashino moves to the back of that pack, and that's Pazum taking that. And we've also got Muriel and Juju are catching up to this, so that's going to be a 5-way battle there. GM Matthew has Stretchy all over the back of him, so Matthew's in trouble indeed, and Outlaw's in serious trouble. He's way down. He's actually lost out there for some reason. He's obviously ran wide somewhere, and he's definitely going to lose that 2nd place. In fact, Andro is catching him, and if Andro gained 1 position out of this, at least that's sort of a bit of a recovery drive. So we've got Skendiggy there. Skendiggy, Lozer is cool, and Spurgey. They're going to have to watch out for Nisman. Nisman's catching him at an old fair pace of knots. There we go. I got the line out eventually, and they've only got 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. And it's whether Nisman can catch that. It's still a big gap to catch in that time period, but it gives Nisman confidence for race 2. As Tony, we've not really had a look at Tony. He's sort of pulled away, and then we've never really looked back. And that's Tony in the lead at the moment, and you can see how far the distance is. He'll be very pleased with that as he crosses the line there. Start lap 20. It is officially lap 19, of course. We had the warm-up lap, but there we go. That's MSPJ Town And then we've got this big battle. Spurgey, Lozris Cool and Skendiggy. They're fighting. That's Lozris Cool going to the inside. Is Skendiggy going to make a move, or is he going to stay back? He does indeed. Makes a late move. Makes a really big late move. Skendiggy straight up. Runs a bit deep. And that's to pull back straight down there. That was a very, very late move there. And then we've got Nisman there. All out on his own. And he's more than likely catching these guys up in front again. What's he done? He didn't that lap. They sort of kept that sort of gap the same. So yeah, Nisman's going to have to settle for that for now. Ghost Driver leading the pack with Pazum behind. Then Hashino. Muriel is in there again. And then Juju bringing up the back of that little pack there. So that's a 5-car race for the finish. Stretchy and GM Matthew having a battle. Outlaw will want them to battle. He'll want to catch up just to try and gain a few little extra points. Remember, even if you just get a few extra points, it just helps your total. So this is obviously Outlaw's bad race. There's a few drivers that have had bad races, and this is definitely Outlaw's. And then Andro is slowly catching him at the back, so this could be a close finish at the rear of the field as well. But we're going to look at the front. So that's Lozris Cool, Spurgey, Skendiggy. This is the main battle, highest position battle that we currently have in this race. And it's for third position, and we'll have to see what happens. So they're going to come around this corner. And then it's going to be Lozris Cool under pressure from Spurgey, and is Skendiggy going to go for one of those dive bombs that he did last lap? That was absolutely incredible. It was nice avoidance from everybody, and we're just going to watch. So that's Spurgey approaching there with speed, and Skendiggy is going to come from really far behind. Is he going to do it again? He does. He goes to the inside. Doesn't break as late this time, just pulls back in and maintains that position. Could be useful for Skendiggy just to maintain a position, maintain a bit of tyres. And then on the last corner, try and pull out of nowhere and try and gain a few positions. Of course, it's going to be all chaos on the line, and we will have to look at that. So look at lifetime, and again, how's Nisman doing? He's gained a lot more there, actually. So he's down to less than 4 seconds, but he's got to gain really a second a lap to really try and push this, push these guys up further front. He is pushing hard, though, using all the track there. But these 3 guys are going to notice him and hopefully push away. Unfortunately for us, if they do push away, we don't get the battle because we want to see the battle. So Ghost Driver's done an absolutely epic fastest lap, actually. When was that fastest lap? Not sure, but he's got a 35.8, so obviously he's showing some absolute storming pace in that Castrol Tom Supra there. But this is the 5-car. Oh, who was that? That looked like Muriel. Muriel locked up again, locked up on the dirt, and the front just went left, and the rear just going all over the place. Not sure where the car was going. Has he kept in though? He has just kept in with that group. He may have just done that. May just keep in there, which will be a very lucky save indeed if that's the case. But yeah, locking up quite hard there. And it looks like a bit further back, Stretchy's lost out, and Outlaw's gained some. And Andro is back in there. Andro could come back with a vengeance towards the end, which will be a good recovery drive from Andro. Let's have a look if Muriel's in slipstream. It looks like he may just be in there. May just be in there, or may just be out actually. Let's have a look at the speed up front. He's out! He's out of it! That's a 20-mile-an-hour difference! Muriel has lost out! That's very unfortunate for him. That's a 4-car race now for that battle. It's 7th position they're fighting for, and then we've got Nisman further up the field. He looks like he's gained an absolute ton on that last lap. Nisman versus... He has indeed, look at that! He's gained 7 tenths on 1 lap. So he's only 2.7 seconds off now. That's not far at all. We've got Skendiggy and Spurgey, who must be side by side because they're all... Yes, they are indeed. Lozris Cool's pulling away a little bit. Skendiggy is actually making moves on Spurgey. Skendiggy, he's the late mover. We see him every race. He is the one that comes back towards the end of the race, and once again, he's doing the same again. Oh, there's a big, big hit. Absolute storming hit. What happened there? Lozris Cool basically stopped on the corner there. And I'm not sure what's happened to Lozris Cool there. He's... Looks like he's just slowed up completely. What's happened there? But Nisman's back in it! Nisman's come back! This is exactly what Nisman wanted. He's now caught up to these guys. This is a 4-way battle for 3rd position. Now is Nisman going to do it? He's been pushing hard. He's been putting in fast laps throughout this race. And you never know, he could get the 3rd position. After all that, that would be an absolutely stunning drive from this man. What's going to happen on this start-finish straight? He is in the GTR, so it has some straight line speed. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? So we've got Spurgey up front, then Skendiggy, then Lozris Cool, then Nisman. We've got battles behind. It looks like Ghost Driver's broken away with Hashino, and Pasm's dropped back. But we're looking at this battle first on this final lap. We've got twitching there from Lozzie School, a lot of twitching, and it looks like Spurgey and Tidgney are fighting there. There's a bit of contact. There's movement going on. There's a lot of movement going on in that car. I'm not sure what's happening. And Lozzie School goes around the outside. Lozzie School has gone around the outside, so that's Lozzie School up to 4th position. And then we've got Spurgey. Let's just have a quick look further behind before well, actually we'll wait till after this corner because it's a little bit of a straight, so we can have a look a bit further back. No movement there. And Lozzie School gets a bit sideways, but we'll have a look. Ghost Driver and Hoshino definitely broke away. That's Juju has overtaken Pazem, who's got Muriel with him. Muriel will be happy with that. And then we've got Outlaw, who's ahead of GM Matthew. So let's jump back to this 3rd place battle. We've got Spurgey, we've got Lozzie School. Tidgney's looking on the inside. Lozzie School defends. Nisman's looking on the inside as well. Nisman's on the inside. What a move by Nisman. He's going to get 1 place. Doesn't quite get the 2nd place, but Tidgney's now dropped back behind Nisman. Nisman trying to make moves again. This is an absolutely stunning drive from Nisman. As he comes on the inside. Looks like Spurgey could get 3rd position. Nisman runs a bit wide. He's not done that too often, so that shouldn't be a problem, but they come on to the start finish straight. Spurgey's definitely got the 3rd position. Spurgey's done it on this last lap, but is Lozzie School going to keep that 4th position? They've got Nisman on the inside. Nisman goes to the inside, but has Lozzie School got the slipstream of Spurgey? That's the question. I can't see. I can't actually see. Nisman's got it. Nisman has done it. He's got that position. Then it's Lozzie School. Then Tidgney. Tony is your winner. MSPJ Town in 2nd place. We've got Hoshino, Ghost Driver. Hoshino gets Ghost. Oh, it looked like Hoshino got Ghost Driver. It doesn't look like that on the live results though. As Juju. Then we've got Pazem and Muriel. Looks like the AI were having a bit of a battle there. Outlaw, GM Matthew, Andro there, and Stretchy finishing in last position there. So that's your results. Wow, what a race there. That's race 1 done for you, and we'll just pause that there as we jump towards race 2. So that was an absolute crazy race. We had that little bit of action at the end, so we had Lozzie School get hit by Tidgney. That forced Nisman to come into it, and Nisman wanted that. That's exactly what Nisman wanted. And we'll just have to see what happens in the next race. So we're just going to load up race 2 now, and we'll see what's going to happen. You know, MSPJ Town's up to speed, Tony's up to speed. Ghost Driver did a stunning 35.8. So it's all to play for in this 2nd race. It really is. So we'll just have to see what happens. So we're currently looking at just the Fuji little section of start finish straight. This is where all the action really does kick off on this start finish straight, because it's just slipstream, and with all these drivers so close in times, we've seen how close they are as drivers, and it's just, you know, it's amazing action. We've had amazing action in every race so far, and this race is no different. And I'm so looking forward to this 2nd race. It's going to be quite a stunner, I can imagine. So we saw there how pit stops had an effect. We saw how cutbacks worked. We saw how slipstream was working. How you pull the weight. It's around a 2-second gap on this track with slipstream. And we're just going to have a look now as they're starting their warm-up lap. So we'll just jump now to that warm-up lap. So it's going to be Tony. I'm not sure the positions. I'm not sure if they stay in these positions that they finished with. I'm not sure how this works. We'll watch now and see what happens as they settle down. Looks like someone started off really far behind there. Who's that? That's Stretchy there right at the back. Catch up, Stretchy. Come on, Stretchy. Let's catch up to the rest of the field. You've got a race to compete in. Obviously he was a part of the action there. He pitted very early on, got the cutback, was in the fight for quite a while, but I think the tyres at the end of the race really cost him. But it was nice thinking there by Stretchy, and a good first outing for him. He'll gain some points and positions in this championship. It looks like they're staying in these grid positions, so of the previous race result, which is going to bring in some interesting decisions now, because we've got Tony and MSPJ Town. Now they were pushing away from the rest of the field. Are they going to push away this time? They've got Nisman there, who was pushing very hard. He caught up to the third place battle and then was involved in that, but Spurgey did get it indeed. So that's basically your results as well from the last race. Obviously they're in grid order. And we're just gonna have a look now. Obviously they're just warming up their tyres and stuff, they're just getting round. They can't wiggle on this, that's a part of the rules, they're just getting sort of into positions. Gives them an idea of the track again. Obviously they're gonna get used to the grip level because now they've got grip because they're new tyres. But once again we have 22 laps, obviously it says 23 but this is the warm-up lap. 22 laps of racing to go, and if it's anything like the last race, this is going to be an absolute stunner of a race. We'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen as they're now coming up to the last corner. And what's Tony doing? What's Tony doing? I'm confused by this. Tony has dropped off. What's happened to Tony? I am very confused by this. I am not sure what's happening. We've got people changing all over the place. What's happening here? Okay, I'm confused by this. You're as confused as I am, then you know that's fair enough. And MSP J Town is sort of accelerating away. Got Tony then jumping back in. So there's been damage. Okay, there's been contact here. This is a part of the rules. So if you get contact, basically they do an extra warm-up lap. And all the drivers now go into the pits who have got damage. So Ghost Driver is into the pits. I'm not sure why Ghost Driver's into the pits, but he is indeed. So there's going to be a second warm-up lap. Not sure how that damage occurred. I wasn't paying that much attention to that damage then. So we have a second warm-up lap. So we've got one less racing lap of action. But these guys now will push themselves to the front of the grid, and then we continue round again. Tony will have announced that in chat. Of course we don't have chat because we are in the replay of this race. Now I'm not sure what happens in this race. As you see everyone come out very safely entering the track there. That's a very good job. So basically now these guys, as you can see, will race round now to the front of the grid. That's Tony racing round. I can't even click Tony, he's going that fast round people. Oh no, nearly got it. There we go, Tony's in the front now. So everyone's getting back into position. Hopefully no knocks this time. We don't want to have continued knocks in this race. But that's a good picture, that. Look at that. You've just got 15 GT cars. They're ready to race, and hopefully an epic race. So I've never had to do a second warm-up lap before, but we have it here. So let's have a look. Let's make sure actually that there's no more contacts. So we just need people to get into grid order. Spurge's moved a little bit further ahead of MSP J Town, but that's just because it was a left-hander there. Back into order there. I'm glad I remembered that rule because I could have been in no man's land there and just said what's happening. But yeah, I saw the damage and knew exactly what was going to happen. There's a lot of rules to remember with this championship, so I do apologise if I've missed one or two. Of course, this is a long championship, and we've now seen a new rule we've not seen before. So now you know that if there is damage on a warm-up lap, that's the people involved can go to the pits, get it changed, and then everybody comes out, does an extra warm-up lap, and gets back into position. Just saves restarting the race, and one less lap isn't too bad, especially on this track where we've just got action with the slipstream. So let's have a look as we go around. Looks like everybody's staying a bit further away from each other this time, and they come on the start finish straight. We've had no issues this time, so they're going to get very close to each other now. As you can see, they're all pulling up, making sure they get very close indeed. Very, very close. Look at that. That's what you want to see. This is what a Gran Turismo race should look like. 15 quality drivers all preparing for that epic race that's about to unfold as they approach the start finish line. We're just waiting for Tony to accelerate, and then they're on. Everybody else will indeed. We're waiting. We're still waiting. And are we ready for the next race? And there we go. That's Tony off and away, and that's everybody accelerating behind. We've got movement already. Everyone's moving inside, outside. You name it, they're doing it. So we've got Nisman in 4th, Loza in 5th there. Loza's moved up to 4th position. Loza's going around the outside of Nisman. Is he going to do it? So we've got Tony and MSP J Town. They'll want to accelerate early away from the rest of this field. A bit further down the grid, what's happening? So we've still got Loza is cool and Nisman. They're side by side still, but Nisman's got the inside for this right-hander. It's a long right-hander, so Loza will have to come in behind. We then have Skendiggy and Ghost Driver, and not much movement there. We do have the Nismo Zeds on the inside for this next one, so we've got Pasm. And oh, it looks like Muriel's actually come back at Pasm, and Pasm's gonna have to come in behind. We've got Outlaw then as well, and then we've got GM Matthew. So yeah, it's just line astern at the moment. Oh, we've got action there. GM Matthew's coming on the inside. Can't go freeway into there. It looks like who was that? Was that Stretchy? Yeah, it was Stretchy. He's made up one position already on Andro. We'll see what he can do. He's right behind GM Matthew, giving him a little tap there. Obviously, we've got the Constantinian effect there of braking, where one brakes, then you brake, and the distance becomes smaller. But Stretchy's making up positions. That's 2 positions he's made. What's he going to do on this straight? Of course, that's GM Matthew coming on the inside. He will get that back, but Stretchy's got the outside. Oh, GM Matthew making 2 moves there on Outlaw as well. Excellent move, but Outlaw's got the inside. Yep, Outlaw's got the slipstream there, but as we come to the first corner, Tony MSP J-Town way ahead. These two are going to pull well away straight away, and that's MSP J-Town straight into the lead. And these two are going to be... Oh, Tony's going on the inside! Oh! What a comeback there by Tony. Doesn't quite finish it off, but that was an absolute excellent opportunistic move there. And GM Matthew's gone way to the back of the grid. What's happened to GM Matthew there? Andrew and Stretchy are taking that position off him. So a bit further back, we've got Nisman, Spurgey and Loza. These guys are already losing touch to the top 2. And it looks like the top 2 will pull away indeed. Nisman will want to try and keep up with them. He did well last race, did Nisman. He really came back. It was a very good drive by him. And we'll see what he can do this race indeed. But that's a good camera view of the field there. That's your main bulk of your field. As you've got a mixture of cars in there. So you got Nissan Calsonic, Nissan Yellow Hat. You got a Lexus Petronas Toms. You've got a Honda Vido Schmai, I think he's in. And then you got Toyota Castrol Toms. You got another Yellow Hat. You got another Nissan. And then at the back of that, it looked like a Nismo Z, and it is indeed. That's Pasm. Pasm's at the back of this one at the moment, and Outlaw just can't keep. Outlaw has definitely got issues with his setup or something, because he can't keep up with the rest of the field. I would think it would be downforce, that's the issue, but we'll have to see. So MSP J-Town, and it looks like Nisman's actually caught up to these guys a little bit. We'll have to see what it does. It's not close enough, I don't think. Definitely not, because Spurgey's catching up. What a pace of knots that is. That's Spurgey coming up into 3rd position. And Loz is cool. He's going to come up on the inside. He does indeed. He makes a big late move. And excellent move there by Loza. That's Loza into 3rd position. Pushes Nisman out wide. That's all fair in racing. And then Nisman's going to have to come in behind, I would think. And he does indeed. So then Skendiggy's under pressure from Ghost Driver. And then we've got Hashino behind Juju. And then Pasm. That's the big group there. Stretch is keeping his position. Stretch actually pulled away a bit from Andro, and that's surprising. Andro qualified really far up in the in the qualifying laps, and then in the first race he had that mistake or accident, and that's cost him. GM Matthew's been in the pit straight away early on. Now we saw how this sort of affected Stretchy. Now I can't see him lasting very long in this race with that strategy. Stretchy initially came back really hard, but then lost out. So we'll have to have a look at that. Looks like Pasm and Juju are having a bit of a battle there. Now Pasm was behind Juju before that. There was a little bit of movement, so we'll see what happened on the straight. Let's have a look at Spurgey. Now how close is he to MSP? Oh, he is close. He is close. I reckon he's in slipstream range there. And that means these 2 leaders aren't pulling away as fast as they want to. As you can see, they all snake straight away to the inside, because that's where Tony wants to be to reduce the amount of slipstream. But all those are going to catch up behind. And is Spurgey in the slipstream? He's not in the slipstream. He's just out of it. He's inches out of it. He must be grasping at air there to try and catch up. But we've got MSP J-Town making a move on Tony. Does he indeed? No, they come back. Line astern there. Tony in first, MSP J-Town in second. Then we've got Spurgey, Lazarus Cool, Nisman, and we've got Ghost Driver and Skendiggy right close to each other. Now Skendiggy was ahead of Ghost Driver previous lap, so Ghost Driver has gained that position. We then have Chino, Juju, Pasm, and it looks like Muriel might have caught up onto the back. No, he hasn't indeed. So Pasm obviously just hanging on to the back of this field, this pack for now. We'll see what he can do in this race, as it's very close indeed. Look at that. I love seeing that visual. Just seeing that many good drivers all racing so competitively and clean. It's absolutely stunning. This is what Gran Turismo is all about. Close competitive racing, and this is what we want to see. It's what you want to see. It's what the world wants to see. So we've got MSP J-Town currently in second place, behind Tony there, and these two are they've pulled a bit of a gap again to Spurgy, so it looks like they're actually getting the race underway again and pulling away a little bit. And we'll see what happens as they come around. So Tony seems to be the faster driver with a 35.9 already on the board. Is anybody else in the 35s? We know Ghost Driver got one last time, but no, they aren't. So it's just between these two guys, and they're going to instantly race each other straight away. Now, is anyone going to try the cutback? Now, if I was MSP J-Town, I'd just try and follow Tony, I think. Try and get a move like he's done there. And get the first position. Lazarus Cool now in third place, but Nisman's looking free wide, coming to the first corner. That's Nisman. Is he going to have it? He does indeed. That's Nisman. Spidger's going to come on the inside, though. Free wide still. Nope, it's line astern there. And Ghost Driver's lost out to Skendiggy this time. So those three are pulling away from Skendiggy and Ghost Driver. They'll want to try and catch Spurgy up again, because if they don't, they lose out on positions and points. And points are the most important thing in this championship at the moment, especially with how tight it is. Unfortunately for Outlaw, he's not racing with the championship contenders, and that's going to cost him big time in this round. Of course, you can drop rounds, and the full championship sort of overall will be announced at the end with sort of a highlights video, because of course I can't do the championship as we go, because I have to do all the working outs, of course, and know who's dropped what. But there will be an announcement after the 7th round of who's won what. But we can see for now the tallying up of the points, and Outlaw's not going to be up there this race, so it might be one he will want to drop. Tony leading the way, MSP J-Town hanging on. I will say hanging on, because Tony's the one putting in these lap times, and MSP J-Town's hanging on. He's losing 2 or 3 tenths somewhere, and MSP J-Town then comes back on this straight. Now, is he going to make a move? Tony's staying there now. He realises those two are together, so you might as well just push, not lose any time. Look at that! There's all drivers apart from Matthew on this start-finish straight, and that looked absolutely insane. But MSP J-Town gets that. Tony looks on the inside, doesn't quite do it there. Lodger is cool. 3rd position, Nisman in 4th. Spurgy on the inside of Nisman there. Little bit of a tap, nothing too major. And Ghost Driver's back in front of Skendiggy. They'll have to be careful, they're just in range. Only just though, and I would be pushing hard if I was Ghost Driver. Make sure I get with those top 3. And it looks like Lazarus Cool's lost out here, because Nisman's in 3rd position, and Lazarus Cool got Spurgy on the outside. Spurgy's hanging with him there. That's absolutely stunning driving there by Spurgy, and he's going to get it because it's the inside for this next corner. That's Spurgy's absolutely stunning drive to hang there on the outside for the entirety of that corner. Absolutely crazy, but Lazarus Cool's coming back at him, but Spurgy's on the inside. Remember, we've got the chicane, which is a right-hand corner first coming up, but they won't want to knock each other off as they come on the inside. No, that's definitely Spurgy's, and Ghost Driver's right there. Look how look how close that is. You can't get any closer as they come out of there. Nisman's trying to pull away while this is all happening behind. And there we go, as they're going to come on the start-finish straight. Their top 2 have definitely pulled away, but it's... How's Nisman? Nisman's definitely not got enough there, has he? Definitely not got enough. No, no way. But Nisman's actually made it into the .9s now. So that shows you the pace of Nisman. He's in the .9s himself. And he wishes he was probably up there with the other 2, but he's not at the moment. And we're approaching the pit stop stages, so once again, strategy is definitely going to come into play. And Spidgy is approaching on the inside very quickly indeed, and gets that position or break. Lazarus Cool's going to have to come in behind, but Ghost Driver's with these guys now as Skendiggy is pitted. Skendiggy is pitted. Now, we know Skendiggy's a person to watch for when he comes up later in a race. Now, he's usually very good at this sort of stuff, as we've seen in the past with his strategies. He's always come out on top at the end of the race, always made positions, never really lost any. And we'll have to give a really good watch out for Skendiggy. He's going to come out way ahead of GM Matthew, and GM Matthew pitted really, really early. So that's the cutback not working for Matthew. That's Skendiggy. I reckon he might be on for a strategy here, so we'll definitely keep an eye out for him. But has that meant that group's pulled away? A little bit. We'll have to see what Hoshino does there. And looks like Outlaw's having a bit of trouble. Stretchy's made a few more positions here. I've not really been paying too much attention there. So Stretchy's ahead of Outlaw and ahead of Andro. And of course always ahead of the pit stoppers as well. But he is in 11th place. That's what you got to do in this championship. He was 37th coming into this. He'll definitely be higher than 37th. And of course everyone wants to be in the top 25. So you get your name on the screen on this race series. And everyone wants to be there. Of course we have had an epic battle further down that I did mention last race. We've got Cam from NJ and a few others there. I've been fighting in Lounge 2 and 3 throughout this series, and they'll definitely be racing hard in their lounge as well. And we've got Tony MSPJ Town side by side on the line. No slipstream gains there, so that'll help the people behind. And Tony's then got the position back. Oh, MSPJ! What a move there by MSPJ Town. Under braking, Tony ran a little bit wide, only a little bit, and MSPJ Town taking full opportunity, but he hasn't got that position. Tony's continued on, and it's Newsman there. That group, that's a pack of 6, but we've got to watch out for Skendiggy as well. And we've got a few other people in the pits. Who is that in the pits? So we've got Muriel in the pits. We've got Andro in the pits. So Stretchy, you'll have to be careful of that. Oh, Nizman, what's happened to Nizman? Nizman's off! Nizman is off. That's so unfortunate for Nizman. What's happened there? He's got no damage. It looks like he must have completely missed the corner there or something. But he's off, and that is a big, big shame for Nizman. I just saw his name dropping and I didn't see why there. And he's off again, he's off again. That'll be dirt on his tyres there. Be careful, Nizman, coming back onto the track. Very unfortunate for him, but he's got a lot of the race still to go yet, so he's going to come out at the rear, I'm afraid, on that one. Just looking up front, Tony looked like he built a bit of a gap there from the arrows, and he has built a bit of one, but not enough, I don't think, as they come onto this start-finish straight once again. So they're going to come across the line. This is all pit stops now, so we're going to jump back. Is Spurgy going in the pits? No, he's not. Is Lazarus cool? No, he's not. Is anyone going in the pits? And it doesn't look like it. Ashino. Oh, we do. Pasm. That's Pasm going into the pits. So Pasm is definitely. We've got Stretchy going into the pit. Stretchy's doing that because Muriel and Juju went in the pits, and then obviously we've got Nizban further back. So I want to check where Pasm comes out, because Pasm was sort of racing with Skendiggy. Skendiggy was a few positions ahead, but obviously he pitted one lap earlier, and there'll only be like a second difference in it. So has Skendiggy's strategy paid off? Nizman looks like he's come in the pits. But where's Pasm going to come out? He's going to come out really far ahead. It looks like Skendiggy has not made this work at all. It definitely doesn't look like it. And oh, he has indeed. Pasm's actually gained there. Pasm's gained hugely from Skendiggy. And we've got Muriel there, and there's Stretchy. Where's Stretchy? He's lost out to Muriel. Muriel's got the cutback. Skendiggy didn't get the cutback, and that shows you that that Honda must be struggling for speed or something, because that's a huge, huge gap to lose out from. So he's got a lot to do, but Pasm further ahead there has gained a position from Skendiggy. So what can Pasm do now? Now he's in clean air. We'll have to wait and see. So Nizman is in the pit. Oh, Nizman has retired. So that's our first retiree from this race. That's Nizman. So unfortunate for him. And these two aren't pitting. They're carrying on. So these two are carrying on. Lazarus Cool is in the pit lane. Lazarus Cool is going in the pits. What's happening here? I can't see. Ghost Driver's carrying on. And so we've got people in the pits, we've got all sorts in the pits. So we've got Lazarus Cool, we've got Spurgy in the pits, and we've got Outlaw in the pits. And we've got somebody leave. Oh no, they're still pitting. So Hoshino's carried on, and who do we want to check out here? Spurgy will be the main one, because Pasm was behind Spurgy, and we've also got Petronas, and Loza hasn't lost out this time to Spurgy. Remember last race, last heat even, Spurgy gained on Loza. Not the case this time, but where's Pasm? Pasm's there defending from a lot of Nissan and Honda. Skendiggy with him though. Skendiggy, so he hasn't lost out too much. And Pasm is there with these two. Pasm ran really wide there. Really wide. So Muriel's all over the back of him. But are they close enough for slipstream now? Obviously the tyres are going to be cold for Spurgey, so it's all about whether Pasm can gain enough to get that slipstream, or if he doesn't, obviously he won't. So these two still fighting. Now I would expect these guys to be coming in this lap, unless they're so engrossed in the fight that they forget, but we'll just have to wait and see as they move over to the inside now. Obviously going to come in the pits. And are they going to come in the pits? Oh! Whoa, 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 what's happening there? That's Tony last second. I knew something like that was going to happen. MSP J-Town into the pits. Tony's got engine damage. Oh my word, Tony's got engine damage. What's happening here? It's all chaos. Tony's got engine damage. He's got a lap to do with engine damage. That's going to cost him huge. I knew something like that was going to happen, because Tony has to pull away from MSP J-Town somehow. And he's a faster driver around here, and he must have left it too late or something, but that's cost him a huge amount of time. Absolutely huge. So Tony's going to come round, and he's lost out big time. So Ghost Driver's now coming out the pits. We've got Juju coming out. Juju's made a huge amount of ground. So where's Ghost Driver going to come out? Ghost Driver's got Lozris Cool coming up here. Lozris Cool, they're going to be side by side as they come round. We've got Pasm in between two cars. Pasm's just got Spurgey and MSP Juju as well. MSP Juju's made up a huge amount of ground there. This battle is going to ensue now to the end of the race. Ghost Driver on Lozris Cool there. So Ghost Driver making up positions. The cutback's definitely not worked for some of these guys. Pasm's made a huge amount. That's definitely the cutback working there for Pasm. And that's just huge. Now Tony is still limping round. It's where Tony comes out now. Tony's going to have a big... Now he has got the speed to catch up to Pax. So it's what he does there. Now MSP J-Town is there. So has MSP J-Town done it? Now I'm still not sure what's happened there, because Tony was ahead. I think Tony was ahead going into the pits. So what happened to Tony, I don't know. It's like he's hit the guardrail or something. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see if any penalties get applied, obviously, because I couldn't see what actually happened there. So we're going to see where Tony comes out. There's obviously a massive pack going on behind MSP J-Town. Massive battle indeed. But it's where Tony comes out. Now he's had engine damage throughout this lap. So obviously one heat isn't going to cost him too much. Remember, it's half points for each heat. So the fact he loses out in this heat, but he's obviously won the last heat, that's not too bad. So MSP J-Town, that's how much time he's lost. Well over 5 seconds, probably maybe even approaching 10 seconds. But he's going to come out in this massive battle. So we have Ghost Driver passing, Loza, Pasm passing. They've broken away. And then we've got the 3 Nissans, Skendiggy, and then Hashino there. And Tony's come up behind Hashino. Not too much damage then for Tony. Even though he had engine damage throughout, he built up enough of a gap to come out in this huge battle. So he could still gain 3rd position from this, or even 2nd if he pulls it, comes up that far up in this battle. But we then have Ghost Driver. They've pulled away from Juju, which is good for them, because that means they can have their own little battle, their own little private battle for that position. And they're using all the track there. Look at that, using every inch of the track, actually making the car a bit unstable because the curbs are very bouncy at this track. But we'll have to see what happens when they get towards the final ends of this race. But they've nothing can separate. Oh, that was a big lunge there by Spurgey on Muriel. Flipping out, that was a huge lunge there. But he has done it. Muriel obviously saw him as well. Muriel hasn't got damage. That's good. Nice, epic dive there. Skendiggy getting a bit sideways. That's going to cost him a position to Hashino. And sorry, not MSP, Tony. I apologise there. That's Tony now going to come into the fray and makes 1 position up. He's then going to try and make up a few more positions. Bit sideways on the exit, but he doesn't have the slipstream because everybody's gone one way. And he's pushed out the way, so now he's going to be all over the back. I bet there's some rage going on in that car, because he's going to be on fire now as they come across the line. Everyone's got slipstream, so there's no real gains. What's going to happen as they come towards the first corner? What's going to happen? Is he going to go for a huge dive bomb? He can't do it. And Skendiggy sliding all over the place. I'm not sure what's happening in that Honda. Further back we've got Andro and Stretchy there, and GM Matthew and Outlaw. You know, 1st and 2nd place in the championship, having a bit of a terrible race this race. So this is going to bring it more into sort of craziness with points, because Lazarus Cool was about 40 points off, and he's gaining here. He's gained a lot of points, so this championship's getting blown up basically. There's going to be like 8-9 drivers come the end of the season with chance to win. But we're here at this race at the moment, and it looks like Lazarus Cool trying to pull a bit of a gap. Pasm in third place there. Pasm's done very well indeed in this series. To come back from he's qualified way down the order, so he's coming back. I think it was like 13th initially or something like that. So he's currently rating in third, not bad, and he's in with a chance of second place. We'll have to see how that goes. Then I've got Ghost Driver, of course. Juju has caught up a bit of pace towards Ghost Driver, so this could turn into a huge battle once again. Now he's in the slipstream there, and that GTR does have some pace down the straights as we watch them come out. So that's MSP J-Town. Looks like MSP J-Town will have this, but he hasn't won every race. It's not gone his own way this one either. Second heat did, first heat definitely didn't. And now we've got Pasm into second place as they come up to the first corner. Everyone weaving all over the place, trying to gain a little bit of extra time and extra speed. Bit sideways there from Spurgy, but he's stuck behind MSP Juju. Juju doing excellent in that Nissan. Now I believe that's a Nissan Calsonic Tech, not the Ultra, so it's a different team. So he's the highest placed Nissan at the moment, and their new team coming into the fray there. So that'll be good for that team. And we'll just see what else is happening. So Tony's gaining a few positions now. He's past Skendiggy. Next up on his list is Muriel. And, oh, Shino. What's happened to Shino? He's got a bit of damage. So Shino's lost out there. I thought Tony had gained 2 positions. I did wonder where the other drivers had gone. And it's Shino. He's dropped back into the other pack. So something's happened there. I'm going to keep an eye on Tony, though, as he comes round. He's making a move down Muriel. Oh, an excellent move coming into the chicane. Is he going to keep it? No, Muriel gets it back. Up the inside though, coming to that right hander, up the inside. What a move there by Tony, that was very opportunistic. And it looks like Tony must have hit Ashino because the damage is sort of complacent with that, like from right, back left for Ashino, so bit of contact there. But Tony's now back up to 7th place. He could still get 2nd, which will definitely be damage reduction indeed. He's got to catch up to Spurgy now. Spurgy's slipstream. Is he going to be in it though, is the next question. If we jump to Spurgy, he's on 160. And he's definitely not in it because Muriel's coming back. And Skendiggy might do a late dive bomb once again. He looks to the inside. That's 1 place. Is he going to get it? No, he doesn't indeed. Tony's there still. So Tony experiencing what everybody else has been experiencing in both of these heats, which is slipstream battling. And he's trying to catch up to the main bulk of the field now, which is basically Lazarus Cool down to Spurgy. If he can get past Muriel, he could probably put a bit of pace between them, but Muriel is defending very well indeed. And we've got a bit more movement down there. What's happening here? That's Stretchy, Outlaw, GM Matthew, and they've lost out. Oh, what's happening? Hashino's retired. That's our 2nd retiree. He's got engine damage now as well, so we've got a 2nd retiree, showing you how hard they're pushing. There's a few mistakes creeping in. Of course, they've been racing for quite a while. And looks like Tony's made a move on Muriel, but he's still not close enough for Spurgy's slipstream, I don't think. Unless he could push really hard. I mean, we don't know the setups of these cars. If he could push hard enough around these two, then he could actually get in that slipstream. That's all he's after. That slipstream of Spurgy. That gaping hole in the air that he can actually gain a few more miles an hour to actually push towards the front of the field. And as you can see there, he's staying very tight to try and get in it, but he's just out of it, I think. He's just out of it. He could do with Muriel just bumper drafting him so they both catch up. Oh, excuse me for that hiccup, but it's all getting very exciting as we come towards the end of this race. They start lap 18. There's only 5 laps to go, and who's going to actually come out on 2nd place, really, because MSP J-Town's already coming out on top. And Ghost Driver closing up very close. A little bit of a tap there. And that's forced Pasm out very wide. Is Pasm going to come out in front? No, he comes out in 3rd place. Ghost Driver's going to have to let him in, really, because it was Ghost Driver's initial fault there. And he does indeed there. So that's them staying line astern. Oh, look how close that is. You've got every make and model of car in there for this GT series. Absolutely stunning. And Tony stayed ahead of Muriel there, actually. Tony could force this into a bit bigger of a battle, and definitely have every make of car in there. He's going to push. Come on, Tony, keep pushing. We don't like to see mistakes from drivers costing them points in this series, and he's definitely pushing hard. So he will have good tyres because he was one of the last to pit, so that's not to worry about. In fact, I don't think they're going to refuel in these races, are they? Because they're way ahead. So I wonder what caused Lazarus Cool in the previous race, and that's just me thinking they're refueling. They're obviously not refueling. That's me thinking out loud. So Loza must have just lost out coming in the pits too quick, because you do get penalised for that in the last race, but obviously it's fine this race. And he's it. That's Tony in the. He's got to be in the slipstream there. That is so close. He'll be well happy with that if he is. Let's have a look. So yeah, he's definitely in the slipstream. Good job there, Tony. And you've now joined the second place battle. So your damage to the engine might not be that bad for you after all, and you may have only lost one position. We'll have to see, but it's Ghost Driver making a move on Lazarus Cool there. Has he actually made that? Stake this free wide on the exit there. Free wide. You've got a Nissan, you've got a Lexus, and you've got a Toyota, all fighting for that third position. Who's got it? It's Pasm's got it, and then it's Lazarus Cool and then Ghost Driver. Then we've got Juju and Spurgey in there, and Tony is right on the back of Spurgey now as well, surely. And it's still neck and neck there. Yep, Tony's definitely in with a shout of that second place. Still side by side. You've never seen so much side by side action before. But who's going to get this? Ghost Driver's dropping back a little bit, and he's in the clutches of Spurgey. Spurgey could go for the inside, but Ghost Driver's defending that. And Tony looks to the inside. Tony with a late lunge there on Spurgey. That's Tony. Excellent move there. And he's definitely joined the battle now. He's definitely in slipstreams. And he's in with a shot of this. So Tony's then got Ghost Driver next up. And the two behind Muriel and Skendiggy are catching this battle up as well. I believe they may just be in there. And that's going to make it more. So Tony with a little tap on the back from Spurgey there. But keeps the car in a straight line indeed. So they're going to come on the start-finish straight. And they're going to start lap 20. And what's Tony going to do next? So we've got 13 cars remaining in this race, and every one of them is on the start-finish straight right now. So let's have a look. We've got Outlaw right at the back of the field, you know. That's very bad from Outlaw. Very unfortunate from him. And Tony's not making any moves yet. Obviously everyone's got slipstream except the person in the lead of this pack, and Pasm's still in the lead of the pack actually. So he's doing very well on the inner sections. It shows you why the Nismo is struggling on the straights a little bit. And look at that. Tony is so close now. Now, is Ghost Driver going to let Tony through? I don't think he will this time because they're so close in this championship race. As Tony looks on the inside and gets the inside move done there. That's another position for Tony, but Ghost Driver's going to have the sort of acceleration along the outside. Is he going to do it? He does indeed. He gets it back from Tony. But you can see how hard Tony is actually pushing here. We're going to stay with Tony as well towards the end of this race just to see what's going to happen. And there's a little bit of contact there, but oh, why is Lazarus Cool lost a lot of positions there? And going too free wide into a chicane is not very smart indeed because everyone's going about 1 mile an hour. And that's forced Muriel and Skendiggy to join this battle now. So this is now second to ninth. 7 cars, 8 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars in this battle for second position. In fact, Pasm's pulled away. Pasm has pulled away. It's now going to be 7-car battle for third. Absolutely stunning there. We've got, who's that? Juju running slightly wide. We then have Ghost Driver, Lazarus Cool, Tony. And Ghost Driver's going to the left-hand side. Lazarus going to the right-hand side. We've got Tony then coming into the front. We're going to be like 4 cars. There's a car on every piece of tarmac on this straight. And that's Tony jumping into third position. And everyone's trying to get the inside, but you can't go much more inside than that. As they come into the braking phase. Oh, everyone's run wide. Everyone's run wide. Who's got it? Spurgey has then got third position. Everyone ran too deep. Everyone's braking at the last minute and everyone runs wide. So Spurgey gets third position. Tony's in 5th. Ghost Driver's in 4th. We've got Loza, Muriel. Juju lost out big time in that. He was 3rd initially on that straight. He's down in 8th. And we've got Skendiggy and where's Andro and Stretchy. They're side by side there. They're not close enough to be joining that battle. And then we've got Outlaw and GM Matthew there fighting a lot further back. But Tony there making a move on Ghost Driver. They're side by side as they come out. Ghost Driver's going to have the inside for the chicane. As they come down, and they had no moves, no serious moves there at the moment. But such a close battle. It's absolutely stunning this at the moment. We've got 2 more laps of this to go, and it looks like MSP J-Town is definitely going to win this because he's right up front. As we'll just jump to him now as he comes on. Is anybody else in the 35s? We've got Spurgey in the 35s. Tony's in the 35s. They're the only drivers in the 35s. And they're not going to do him now because their tyres are pretty worn. As J-Town crosses the line to start the penultimate lap, we then have GTP Pasm, who... has he just got enough of a gap? Let's have a look at Spurgey. Oh, that is so close. That is so close. The GTR's got a bit extra straight line speed on the straight, so if he gets in... He's in it! Spurgey is in the slipstream! They're catching, but Pasm can pull away in the intersection. Ghost Driver going for a late lunge on Spurgey. He's done it! Oh! Ghost Driver with a late lunge on Spurgey. Gets that 3rd position. And that means Pasm can pull away a little bit more again. Tony's stuck in 5th at the moment. He'll want to try and keep up with these guys. Oh, he is indeed. Definitely limiting his damage now. This is a good recovery drive from Tony. Really good recovery drive. And we'll see what he can do with 2 laps to go. Well, it's 1.5 now actually, isn't it? Because they've still got 1 lap after this, and they're halfway around this one as well. But it looks like Pasm's pulling away. Spurgey's ran a little bit wide. That's forcing Tony into 4th position. Well played there, Tony. Not sure what happened to Spurgey. There's damage on the front right of both those cars. They can't be caused by the same accident. Juju's got front left damage. Skendiggy's still there. Got Lozry's cool. Lozry's dropped down a lot in this race. He was fighting for 2nd position. He's down there fighting with Muriel now. And he's losing out a bit as well. Skendiggy is in 7th place. He pitted very early on, remember. So he's just now trying to hold out until the end of the race. He's not lost out too much, really, because he was down in that position when he pitted. So that's fair play to him. Tried a different strategy. It's not worked out properly. Pasm has enough of a gap, I think. Tony's fighting with Ghost Driver. So these two, I don't think they're in... Yep, they're definitely not. So it's Pasm's pulling away. He's got 1 lap to hold as Pasm to get that 2nd place, which is a very good drive. But we've got Tony making a move on Ghost Driver. Tony is straight to 3rd position, and then it's Ghost Driver. Spurgey's going to come back at him now. It's really 3 cars in for this 3rd position battle. The others are fighting further down the field, but Tony's got the position as Ghost on the inside. Ghost still got the inside. Tony's going to go around the outside and has done it. That's Tony into 3rd position, but they've got a straight to go. And it's we've got slipstream, remember, on the final straight. I'm definitely not keeping my eyes on any other battle other than this. But Tony's ran a bit wide. That's forcing Spurgey through. Oh, sorry, Ghost Driver ran a bit wide. Tony's pulled away a little bit. And how close is Tony to Pasm is the next question. Tony obviously very good at this track, as he did qualify and pull. Tony's pulled away. Tony's going to get 3rd position here. Tony's going to get 3rd unless he can get close enough to Pasm coming onto the start-finish straight. So he's got a couple of corners to go, and if that car's based on downforce a little bit, he's going to catch him. Oh, he's getting closer. Every corner he gets closer. Every corner. He must be pushing that car to its absolute limit here. So now he's just got the left-hander to go. Oh, this is getting so close. You can feel the nerves building. MSP J-Town on the start-finish straight. It's MSP J-Town's to win, but look how close Tony is. He's going to get it. Is he going to get it? That's the question. Oh, yeah, a bit of a slide on the exit. That's going to cost him, but that's MSP J-Town crossing the line. That's his win there, but now we've got GTP Pasm. Is he? Yeah, he's far enough ahead, I think. It's going to be close. Tony's gaining his 10 miles an hour faster. And it's Pasm's, I believe. Yep, that's Pasm's. Tony then. Ghost Driver's just got it on the... Oh, no, Spurgey. No, that's Spurgey's. And then we've got Skendiggy. We've got Muriel. No, Juju beat Muriel. And Lodge's cool fell really far back. Stretchy with a good finish. Finishing in 10th. Started at the back of the field. And we've got Andro. Outlaw just beat GM Matthew. Then obviously we've got Hashino and Nizman are retirees. Let's have a look at the live timing screen there, just for confirmation. It's J-Town, then Pasm, Tony, Spurgey, Ghost Driver, Skendiggy, Juju, GTRP, Muriel, and then Lozry's Cool, followed by Stretchy. That's your top 10 there. And then we have Andro, Outlaw, GM Matthew, Hashino, and Nizman. Fastest lap goes to Tony, so there's a few extra points there for Tony. that's been Fuji F race 2. You had 2 absolutely stunning races there, and I can't wait for the next round and to also find out who's leading the championship after that stunning race. So that's been Pure's Japanese Grand Touring Series at Fuji, and we'll see you at round 6 of this 7-round championship. We'll see you next time.